Are you comfortable?
Mama, I want my chair right here.
Oh, you want your chair right there?
You want your chair there? Are you comfortable, my little king? Sitting on your throne?
Yeah. Where's my sippy?
Where is your sippy? What'd you do with it?
Right here.
Oh, it's in your hand. What are you watching?
Horse glue.
What are you watching? What are you watching?
Horse glue.
Yeah?
What?
Oh,
Wait, Mom, what's this on? Horse glue.
I see. Is it good?
Mama, look at.
It's for
I'm
Charles.
looking at it. Are you comfortable?
Uh-huh.
Good.
And cozy too.
And cozy too? Good. Are you nice and warm?
Yeah.
Good. You like your new recliner? Yeah.
Yes.
It sure is.
Mama,
Yes?
I want to ask you to tell me the way and the cars.
You want him to race you with the cars?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait.
Be careful, don't fall. Show me how you race with your cars real quick.
Okay, I do. Xmas and
You go on the other side of the table so I can see you. Show me how you race.
Okay.
Ready, set, go. Wow. Who won?
Remember how we do this, Ethan? We go like this way, remember?
Mama, and it spins.
And it spins?
Uh-huh.
All right.
And he fall down.
Oh no.
He fall down.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm way mine. Don't you want? Come you? Oh. Oh.
Show me how you race your cars.
What happened?
Oh, I turned it down. Should I turn it back up so you can hear it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Is that better?
What just spoiled mine?
Yeah.
Mama? What spoiled?
I don't know.
Let me check. What just spoiled mine?
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who that is, Ethan? Do you know who that is? Who? You know his real name? What's his real name?
No.
Ray Charles.
Hey, Mama. Mom,
Yes.
that's horse horse.
It's Ray Charles.
Uh-huh.
Can you say Ray
Ray
Charles?
Charles.
Good job.
Weather ahead for Walter the farting dog.
Yeah, come on.
Professor Compressor knocked on the door. I understand your dog has a farting disorder. It's not a disorder, said Betty and Billy. Yes, it is, shouted Father. Come on in. Professor Compressor said, I've made a lifelong study of animal gas. He examined Walter, gently poking around his stomach. You'd better be careful, said Father. He farts when you do that. He won't fart on me. He won't fart at me, will you, Walter? Walter farted. Professor Compressor staggered backward, waving his gas meter. 10.7, the highest I've ever recorded. What a remarkable animal. Walter was pleased to be called remarkable. He liked Professor Compressor and licked his hand. You're a good dog, Walter, said Professor Compressor, and I am going to help you. He poked around some more. It's his indigestion that causes such powerful farts. We don't mind, said Betty and Billy. Yes, we do, said Mother. Years of research have led me to this special formula, said Professor Compressor. Powders and potions appeared from his pockets. He plugged in a gleaming machine. Mix it in my compressor-tron and serve it fresh 3 times a day. We're so grateful, said Mother. So 3 times a day, Mother mixed this special formula in the compressor-tron. His farts aren't as bad, said Billy hopefully. They're worse than ever, said Father. Your father is right, said Mother. That night, Father decided to mix the formula himself. He examined the powders carefully. More of this, he decided. Less of this, and a lot more of that. Father sniffed the new mixture and smiled. That's better. Tastes pretty good, said Walter to himself, and ate it faithfully every day. It's working, cried Mother. The air smells so fresh. Hooray, said Betty. Walter was pleased too. Everyone was smiling. No one ran away when he came in the room. Father even hugged him. However, inside Walter's gas was building up slowly.
I want to sleep. I want to sleep, Mom.
Are you ready, Ethan? That dog's getting fat, said Father. But it wasn't fat. It was farts waiting to be set free. Professor Compressor's mixture and Father's expert touch were turning Walter into a blimp. Walter began taking strange little bounces when he walked across the room. One evening he floated over Father's chair. Great jump, Walter, said Billy. But it wasn't a jump, it was gas. The following evening, Billy and Betty were in their room doing homework. Billy, said Betty, look outside. Betty and Billy raced out of the house. Walter was floating over the trees. Walter, come down, cried Betty, but Walter couldn't come down. He floated on into town. Quite a view, he said to himself. A breeze came up and blew him over to the other end of town. This is getting serious, said Walter. He knew the problem was gas. He knew the solution was farting. He squeezed, he pressed his belly with his paws, he twisted into a knot, nothing. He floated all night long. When morning came, he was high above the world. Mommy, said a little girl, look at the balloon. It's lost, said the little girl's mother. It will never come back down. Walter floated for days. He floated all over green hills and blue rivers. He floated over skyscrapers and farms. He floated in the dark and in the rain. He felt lonely and cold. He went whichever way the wind carried him. Suddenly, the wind grew much stronger, and he wasn't alone any longer. The air around him was filled with the flutter of tiny wings. Millions of butterflies were caught in a freezing windstorm. They had been on their way to their winter home when the storm took them by surprise. Poor butterflies, said Walter to himself. The wind was driving them down toward the frozen lake below. I've got to help them, thought Walter. He knew he had it in him if he could just get it out. He grunted, he groaned, he pressed. He looked into their tiny insect faces. It was now or never. He let it rip. A blast of warm gas lifted the butterflies out of their dive. It melted the ice on their wings. It carried them to the far side of the mountain where the sun was shining. They touched down in a field of wildflowers. A forest ranger in his tower grabbed his two-way radio. I think those butterflies are going to be okay. Out of gas, Walter went down like a rocket. He splashed into a pond and doggy paddled to the shore. He shook himself dry, then sniffed the air and turned around and started the long walk home. He'd gone only a little way when the ranger pulled up in his jeep. Can I give you a lift, Wonder Dog? Somebody sent us a big package, said Mother, looking out the window. It's no package, cried Billy. It's Walter. See, said Father, I told you he'd find his way home. Oh, Walter, we're so glad to have you back, said Betty. Not half as glad as we are, said the delivery man. And
Now we're going to watch the cars.
Now you can play the cars.
I'm gonna put it down, okay?
That's the car down, Mom.
Yeah.
That's the car.
You like that book?
Yeah, I like that book you got the other day.
I'm glad you like that book we got at the library.
Uh-huh. It's good. Did you see that, Mom? It's big.
Yeah?
Mhm.